This episode is brought to you by SmartVestor. Connect with an investing pro near you at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.
Kevin is in Austin, Texas. Hi, Kevin. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Hi. So I don't know if you can hear me clearly, right? I'm 30 years old, and I have made a few questionable investments that, I spent most of my life saving up and getting ahead. I saved $34,000 over college and my early adulthood. And long story short, I ended up losing everything in penny stocks that someone I knew suggested me to. And now I'm back at my mom's house with my wife, and she's not too happy about it. And I'm just trying to...
Did you lose your house and everything?
I was renting an apartment.
Okay, gotcha. How old are you?
Do you not have a job?
I do. I'm actually a manager at an In-N-Out. I don't know if you've ever been before, but...
we just got one here.
They just moved into the neighborhood. But the
Flying Dutchman's
corporate
great.
office is across the street. But anyway, so wait a minute, you were a manager at In-N-Out when all this was happening?
No, so I actually worked at... I had a full ride scholarship through college, and I worked at Wendy's and other fast food joints, and I saved up a bunch of money.
$34,000.
Yes.
But you were not living on the $34,000 when you were doing all of this. You were living on your income, were you not?
No, that was just my savings.
Okay. My point is this. There's no reason that you're at your mother's if you didn't lose your job. You just lost your savings.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I have a bit of debt. I have a few different cars, and I don't have really enough money to afford any kind of anything food related or going out to have fun. And I kind of just figured, because the ultimate goal is to escape the lower class, and what I've read online is that you need to take a little bit of risk. I think I went the wrong way about that, but my goal is
I think you read about it in the wrong place. If you read about financial stuff on TikTok, unless it's us, it sucks. So, no, you didn't need to take a lot of risk. So here's the thing, honey. You have a debt problem, not a I lost money in penny stocks problem. If you weren't using your savings to live on, you were already had a life. And then plus or minus savings is the penny stock thing. So we don't blame this on the penny stock. We blame this on the fact you bought a bunch of crap like cars that you can't afford to pay on a In-N-Out manager's salary.
Right.
Sell the cars.
I could definitely sell the cars for sure.
Yeah, you should have.
But you can't. Yeah.
Before you move in with your mother.
Okay, and then would I just be Ubering, or do I get a cheaper car?
I thought you had a job.
Yeah, but I have to get to work.
Yeah, but you get a $2,000 car.
You said plural cars. How many cars do you have, Kevin?
I have 2 cars.
Okay, and they're both on payments?
Yes.
Okay.
And how much do you owe on them?
One of them I owe about $30,000. The other one I owe about $20,000.
Okay, so you have $50,000 in car debt, and what is your income, sir?
About $60,000 after tax.
Okay. Does your wife work outside the home?
No.
Why?
She does. It's complicated. I think that I kind of am a big believer of the whole nuclear house, so she takes care of the house.
You don't live in your mother's house if you're a believer in the nuclear house.
Yeah, I think my mentality was that she could just help out.
Do y'all have kids, Kevin?
To make that sacrifice.
Kevin, you guys got to work. How old are y'all?
30. I'm 30 years old.
Do you have children?
We got to start working.
Do you have children?
I do not have children.
Okay,
yeah,
look, both of you get a job, and both of you sell these dumb butt crazy cars and go get you a one-bedroom apartment. Get you 2 $5,000 cars, and then you have $10,000 in car debt instead of $50,000 in car debt. That is your problem.
And you do
not
nothing.
Penny stock.
And then
That's what's causing you to be in the lower class living in your mother's basement, not penny stocks.
Okay, that definitely makes sense. But
you lost $50,000 on these cars. You lost $30,000 on the penny stocks.
Yes, absolutely. For reference, I had seen it work but I'm definitely not going to mess with it anymore. I did have a question as someone with all your experience if I'm not investing in like the riskier, the penny stocks or call options or anything like that, do you have a investment like recommendation for when I build up?
Yes, he does.
Okay,
savings?
so the number one wealth building tool that you have is your income. You have given that away to the car companies. And so in order to be able to be a real investor and become wealthy, like the wealthy do it, you have to put your income into investments. And it's not speculative and it's not high risk. And I put mine in basic growth stock mutual funds. Okay? I'm going to send you a copy of the book, The Total Money Makeover. 20 million people have read this book, and it's helped them work the baby steps to get out of debt, because when you're out of debt, then you're freed up to start doing long-term investing.
How much do you guys pay in car payments each month?
I think about $1,200.
$1,200. Okay, so here's what's crazy. Here's the mindset. Okay, instead of paying the car companies, you pay yourself at $1,200 from age 30. Ready for this? From age 30 to where you are now to 67 years old. At a 12% rate of return, if you just put this in good growth stock mutual funds and did
Not
nothing,
risky.
paid yourself these car payments instead of the cars, you would have $9.8 million at 67.
And that's not speculative, and it's not risky.
So that's
It's what basic people do in a 401k.
Yes, and the lie, Kevin, that you have in the back of your head, that's why you do these penny stocks, is a get-rich-quick mentality. To build true wealth is actually very simple. You live on less than you make. You don't go borrow money. You pay yourself. So you are investing, you are saving, you have an emergency fund. So when something comes up, you're not running to debt. You have the money saved. You invest. You're generous. So there's a plan, which, the book TMMO, Total Money Makeover, will help with that.
I'll send you that to try to help you. So the summation of the whole overall call is this. You're feeling 90% of your shame over the penny stocks and 10% of it on the cars. I want you to flip that. I want 90% of your guilt or shame to be on the cars, so you never do that again, because that's doing more damage to you than the penny stocks did. And then the lesson you learn from the penny stocks is, Abraham Lincoln said everything on the internet's not true. Okay, so just
did you read that on the internet?
Yeah, I read that on the internet. So this is so just got to know that most of the stuff on TikTok is a lie. Most of this stuff
and if you're too, can I just say this too? Sorry, if you're too well-bodied adults,
both of you should be working.
You should be working, especially if you don't have kids, right? And to get yourselves out of this mess and to get yourself on a financial playing field that you actually then have stability, and then you can make choices of, hey, I want someone home, I don't. But right now, you guys don't have that luxury. That's a luxury to keep one spouse at home.
You're living like you're making $200,000 a year, and you're not. And so you're going to have to adjust your expectations of how this whole thing works.